Okay guys, here we go for Monday night 9-ball Scotch doubles again. This time we're going to catch the loser side match here. Let's have a quick look at the bracket, and if we look on the left we see that this is a loser side match between Larry and Sickpool and stevouk UK again and djsimon. It's a race to 4, I believe. We'll just double check that. And looking at the bracket, Stevo and Simon are getting 2 racks. Sorry, race to 5. And Sickpool at the table. A shot in the 1, but no shot for the 2. Larry might be able to just see the edge of this too, so he's got an easy safety. And just a kick shot available here. Bit of left hand English would have done it, but Steve was going the other way. He could get lucky here. He might sink the 2, you never know. And of course this match here, so let's just have another quick look at the bracket. This match here, the winner of this loser side final is going to go through to meet Dizzle and Izom, who are already waiting in the final, and we'll catch that final as well. So it's a small field tonight, only the 4 teams in it, and unfortunately it's a winner take all final, so the winners are going to share 420 V dollars, so that'll be 210 each. Quite a disappointing turnout this week. And still a bit of work to be done in this rack. And it looks as if djsimon's having connection problems. His cue took quite a while to appear there. He's going to have to kick this 2 and hope he gets lucky. And that looks as if he's got the luck. That's turned out quite well. And Larry will be looking to try and kick this in now. Not a difficult shot, just got to get that edge on the 2, not get it too thick. And he's managed to get the nice kiss on the 3, that's quite well played. And Sickpool needs to get a bit of spin on it just to get this cue ball down and out. Not too much though, doesn't want to run too far. And I think the simplest method here is just a straight draw shot for Larry to get the cue ball up to the top half of the table. Probably off the, well, he played it well. I thought he might draw it right down onto the rail and back up, but that's fine. And this should be an easy run out for Larry and Sickpool. Again, just simple, nothing to do with the cue ball. That there though is a bit straight, and this is going to force Sickpool to do one of 2 things. He's either going to drop the 8 in and leave Larry the 9 into the opposite left corner pocket as we look, or he's going to have to manoeuvre it like that, and it needs to go a wee bit more, and that should be okay. Larry sinks the 9, and that reduces their deficit to 1 rack. Stevo and Simon still lead by the 2 racks to 1. And something dropped here. And it's the 4 ball that's gone. And this table looks really inviting. And he's just going to be hampered by that 3 ball. That makes this shot a bit tougher to control. But everything's there for the taking. And I would suggest that if sickpool gets this, I mean, I don't see a problem in getting the 2. The problem's just in getting the cue ball to a nice angle in the 3 here. And that was the right shot. And Larry might just want to sort of draw this 3 in slightly to avoid colliding with the 6. Or he might just roll through onto the 6. In fact, rolling through onto the 6 looks the easier shot. He's just killed it there. That's well played. Put the draw in the cue ball, and that just killed the pace in the cue ball. And that's also a well played shot because we've got the nice angle in the 6 just to stun the 6 in, really. And that will get him down for a suitable angle. Oh, he's run a bit too far, too beefy, Larry. So that's left his partner in a bit of a stitch here. Again, shouldn't be difficult to cut the 7 in, but the cue ball, it's difficult to say whether it's going to collide with a 9 or avoid it. But he just needs to try and keep this cue ball in the middle of the table. He's got to hit it with enough pace to get that 7 to the corner pocket. And he doesn't really need to spend an awful lot of time looking at the 7. He needs to think about his pace in the cue ball here. And I think he's decided, well, I presume that was a safety. But if you notice, well, the cue ball was going to head towards that 9 playing that shot because he played the 7 thin to just run it to the bottom rail there. So now we're going to have a wee bit of cat and mouse here. Now there is a chance to run the cue ball off the right side of that 7 and get the cue ball somewhere down behind the 9 and keep the cue ball more or less on the end rail here. If he gets it thin enough, that would be the shot. And if you get it too thick, you can then have problems. Or is he going to go for the bank? I know what I'd be doing. Wow, that was a dangerous shot. Let's have a look from this end. Well, he's got away with it. He's got the cover, but of course I've just realised he didn't hit a rail, so that's given away that rack. Ball in hand to sickpool. And needs to leave himself a bit of an angle. That's better. And just send a cue ball. Well, he can go 2 ways. He can either come back towards where he is or just run up the table, but he's chosen to go round and down the table, and that is the percentage shot because the cue ball's right in the middle of the table, and it gives his partner Larry every option here. He can just stun the 8 in, take the cue ball down at the bottom rail and leave him a long 9, or run down the table and leave him the 9 into the middle. Yeah, that's simple enough. So sickpool just tidies up, and we've now got a tied match at 2 racks all. and it's Larry to break. And the 8 ball is dropped in the bottom right. Cue ball's right in the middle of the table, 1 ball's over the left hand middle pocket. And this is a tricky little shot. He really needs to play this with a little bit of right hand English just to check off that rail behind the 9 and get the cue ball kicked out for the 2. A nice delicate little shot. Now this is something I wanted to mention. Sickpool, having spoken to him, he plays, I believe, with his sensitivity setting in the mouse away up at 90 something. And one thing I noticed in one of the earlier matches is these little delicate touch shots, he isn't getting them. And that one there was a prime example, because when your sensitivities are way up high, my own personal feelings are you cannot have a great idea of control, or well, I want to word that better. How can you really get any feel for a really delicate little soft shot when your cue is running through so quickly? It means you've got to be a lot more delicate on the shot to actually take the power off the cue. The cue's driving through so quickly that you've got to be overhitting shots, and that shot there was a perfect example of it. If his sensitivity was down a lot lower, then you've got much more feel over those delicate little soft touch shots. I don't know whether you'll watch the video and agree with me, but that's the opinion I'm forming. I've seen 2 or 3 shots he's played where they do require a little delicate touch, trying to get snookers and things, and he's overhitting them. But anyway, Stevo and Simon are in control, and this is the tough one, and that's too much spin. Now the potting angle is a bit steep on this 6, so the cue ball's going to be running around the table. It's no way I think he can hold for that 9. So he's went for the bank, and the bank's there, clean as a whistle, and Stevo just needs to roll the 9 in. That wins them their first rack of this match, over and above their 2 rack handicap, and they take the lead again by 3 racks to 2. But this is something that I've always said about virtual pool, that you really need to set your cue sensitivity or your mouse sensitivity as low as you can, and with a new mouse automatic setting it goes a long way to helping you do that, and you can just tweak it up or down depending on how you feel. But certainly I don't believe that having your mouse sensitivity way up high gives you great control over the cue ball. I've tried it, and I didn't try it for 5 minutes, I tried it for a whole night, and there's no way you can play those little soft delicate touch shots that are needed in this game. Anyway, back to the match. I can mumble on. Anyway, where we are, we've got Sickpool at the table. Stuns the 3 in, he's on the 4, and Larry will just come off the end rail, a little bit of left English maybe. Well, I don't know, but he's left that shot. I mean, that was a simple shot, just needed a wee bit of left English just to push it across, and he just underhit it, and again the pressure straight away on his partner. This time, because it was a shot that needed more pace, then it was easier to judge what was required to get to that 6. But you know, any of the softer shots, I think that's where Sickpool's having problems. But then again, I mean, it's easy to be critical if you haven't been playing all day and you come to a match. Then it's like anything. You've just got to play for a little while to get the feel of the speed of the table again. So that could be part of the reason as well. But Larry and Sickpool are in control at the moment in this rack. Now this is a pace shot just to roll through for the 8. Let's see how he does. Well, he's rolled through. Far enough this time. Did he roll through to just leave the 8 into the right hand corner? I don't know, but anyway, he's aired on the other side, so Larry's now taking the cue ball away from the 9. The potting angle means it's going to be running down towards that sort of top left hand corner slightly. So he just needs to roll this in as dead weight as he can. Well, he's chosen to run it through. He's left the distance. These shots, you just roll them in. You don't try and stun them in, because if you hit it offline, they're going to rattle in the jaws and it isn't going to get in. So you roll it in dead weight. Well, it's there, and the match is tied again at 3 racks all. So here we are in rack 7, and ball in the break, and this time it's the 7 ball that's gone down, and there's no real shot in the 1. So what's Larry thinking? Well, he's looking for somewhere to hide the cue ball. And that's got the job done. Stevouk can see the 1, but he can't see enough to cut it down the rail, so he might be looking just to punch this around the corner. Needs to avoid that 5 ball though. And that's well played. Full ball snooker on the 1. Is there enough space between that 3 and the 8 ball? It looks very tight. And that's not a bad effort, but it's pushed the 1 ball on. And I think Simon's definitely got something up with his connection tonight. The cue stick's just taking a bit too long to appear. And of course that kick shot there, or that hit on the 1 by Sickpool, no ball hit a rail there, so it's ball in hand. And this is a very tough shot. I think he's dead straight on the 3, or might even be an angle the other way. Let's have a look. No, he's pretty straight, so Simon just needs to draw this back, and it's going to leave a very tough 4 down the rail. And I think at any point now Simon might be disconnecting by the looks of it. He really seems to have some sort of lag going on. Well, Simon's back eventually. He sees the shot he's got to play here. Draw the cue ball back. Needs to draw it back with enough pace just to hold close to that side rail and avoid the 9, which he hasn't. Now, can he see the 4? No, he can't. Well, he's got the hit in the 4, and well, it's not bad. Could have been worse. Now, what's Larry thinking? Is Larry thinking about billiarding off the 4 onto the 9? Is he looking for a safe up behind that 5? Is he going to try and bank the 4? There's his 3 choices. Cue ball's going to be going down for the 5 if he does play the bank. Well, he went for the cut. That's not bad pace. A wee bit higher on the 5 than he probably wanted to, but a good angle for Stevouk to run the 5 in and just bring the cue ball naturally off the end rail. And I'd be happy with that. Now he just wants to draw this in, and that's fine. Probably the easiest thing here is to roll through off the side rail and come back across, but he's playing the draw. Oh, the angle was the other way by the looks of it. This is a delicate one. 9 ball's very close to the rail, but it goes in, so djsimon and Stevo take the lead again, and they're now on the hill, and a ball has gone in. I didn't quite catch what one it was, but anyway, it looks like the 5 has gone in, and they're on the 1. And just rest the cue ball onto the 9. Use it as a stopper if the angle's there. It's hard to say looking at this end. Well, it did do it. Now here's the problem shot, because the cue ball's going to run over towards the 7. In fact, it might even be running closer to that corner pocket. Well, 3 ball did everything but go into the pocket, but it's now a chance for sickpool. Of course, he's got a problem straight away because the 3 ball's right in the jaw. And I've always said these are one of the toughest shots to judge, not only in real life but certainly in VP4, is just getting the pace. You see now he's left that well short, so Larry's got a nasty cut on this 4. I don't know whether he can actually hold for this 6. And he's just rolled in, yep. And he's leaving his partner a combo in the 9. Let's see. Well, the 6 goes, but is he going to play the 6 or is he going to play the combo? I think they can actually cheat the... No, it's too tight, I think. He's got to go for the combo. And this has just got to be played at a slow pace to just really roll the 9 in sort of dead weight with that 6 ball. Well, it's there. So now we've got a hill match. Race to 5 in the losers final. And Dizzle and Izom, remember, are still waiting there in the final. And we'll see that match next. don't think there's an awful lot that sickpool can do here to get on this 2. It's clustered in there with the 9 and the 7. Probably better just rolling the 1 in and leaving Larry an opportunity to play a decent safety. I don't know whether he can see enough of that angle on the 2 to actually roll it in. I don't think he can. He probably just look to stop the cue ball there and send the 2 down the table. And that's a good shot. Very difficult shot to create the angle to get to this 2. So Stevo digs out the jump cue. And we're now playing on the latest update of online, and the one thing that one of the changes that was made was removing the butt angle guide in the bottom right hand corner of the screen as you play your shot, in order to make jump shots more difficult to judge. And I don't know whether that played a part in that there, the jump that Stevo played. But it's given ball in hand to Sickpool and Larry, and the 9 ball's over the pocket more or less. And well, I don't know what Sickpool's doing. He's well, if I was his partner, I'd be shouting for him to run to play the combo. I mean, they might live to regret that. Why he didn't play the combo is beyond me. I mean, that 9 ball, you just needed to roll the 2 onto it. The 9 was going to go in, and that's puzzling. I'm really puzzled at that one. I just hope they don't live to regret it. I mean, they should run this table, but well, if you have the opportunity to win the match, you take the opportunity. If the odds are in your favour, and the odds were strongly in favour he was going to get that combo. And that was a well played shot. Dead straight on the 5. And it looks to be fairly straight on a 7. So Sickpool just wants to draw the cue ball up the table, leave Larry the longer cut on the 8. Well, he's got the pace right in that one. So these longer shots where he's got to manoeuvre the cue ball, he's certainly getting the pace of them right. And that's going to seal the match. Sickpool just needs to roll the 9 in, and it's game over, and they win the losers final by 5 racks to 4 against djsimon and stevouk UK. Okay, so here we go for part 2 of this Monday night 9 ball Scotch doubles, and this is Monday the 20th of April 2015. And if you watched the first match, that was the losers final match that we saw between djsimon and stevouk UK against Larry and Sickpool, and Larry and Sickpool won that by 5 racks to 4. So just a quick confirmation in the brackets. On the right hand side here we see Dizzle and izom playing Larry and Sickpool in the final, a race to 7, and it's a winner take all final for $420, and Larry and Sickpool in this case are getting 1 rack in the final. And Larry's at the table. Simple enough 1 to roll down the table, but no way of getting on the 2, so he's just tried to play a safe there and hide the cue ball behind the 5, but again no real damage done because the problem balls, the two. Now this is where you need a bit of thought involved. A good safety here is what's required. Well, I'm afraid that Dizzle and Izom are going to be in trouble in a minute, because if sickpool can just edge this one towards that two, the cue ball's going to run down the table there and the one's going to be well hidden. Got to watch the in off here in the middle though. Well, he didn't get the cover. And this time, another chance if you can see the edge of that one. A quick look and see. No, he can't. He's snookered. Larry out with the jump stick again. And, well, that's done one thing. That's certainly got the two out. I think the one just squeezes past the 8 ball. And Izom's going to have his work cut out to get onto this 3. I think he's too close to the rail, but I think he's trying to dig down just to kill the cue ball there. But he's way off in the 2. I think he's more concentrating on what he was doing with the cue ball than what he was actually going to be doing with the 2. Oh, that was a weak one from Larry. But he's still got a safety net there. There's 4 balls tied up in the side rail, the 8 balls blocking it into this corner, so Izom again with a difficult one. Well, this time he got the 3 ball, but he just didn't get the draw on the cue ball to get back for that 4 to give Dizzle a chance to cut it down the rail into the top right hand corner. And this looks good pace, maybe a little bit strong. Yeah. This time the bank works. Larry's nicely on the 5. Probably just put a bit of bottom in the cue ball and run down onto that end rail. Just keep it away from the corner pocket. No, just played it soft, but he had a lot of inside English on it there just to check and kill the cue ball off the bottom rail. That's why the cue ball straightened up so sharply. And nevertheless, it means that Larry and his partner won the first rack of the match, and including their 1 rack handicap, they go into a 2 racks to 0 lead in tonight's 9-ball Scotch doubles final. And this time, however, they've come up dry in the break. Now here's a little delicate shot for izom. He just needs to roll that one in. Again, a dead weight shot, but the cue ball's going to finish on the side rail and leave a shot on here for Dizzle on the 2. He just needs to roll it in. He could bring the cue ball right across though and leave Dizzle the cut on the 2. But it's his choice. He looks as if he's gearing up for a power shot here. Well, he played the second option, and that's well played. Well, how Dizzle managed to do that, I don't know. He could have avoided that 9 altogether with a bit of inside English there. A dangerous shot to play to try and kick the 9 out the way, and he's left. Well, I mean, it's not an unreasonable cut. It's a fair enough cut in the 3. It could have been better though. And now a 3-ball combo. 8 balls definitely going to go in, but you just got to play this in such a way that you don't leave yourself tied right up against a ball here. And he's hit it hard enough. Just. And the 4-ball stays over the pocket. And this is a problem shot for Dizzle, controlling the cue ball, getting his partner on that 6, and he's played that well. Now here's where things can go wrong. There's an in-off here if he tries to bring this cue ball off that 6 and across past the 9 to get down here for the 7 into the left middle. And in the end he didn't really get into it hard enough. There's still a cut on though, and the cue ball's going anywhere on the table. It's anybody's guess where it's going to finish up. Is that cut on? Let's have a look. Well, yes it is. Tough one to judge though. And that looks like the right pace to leave izom just to roll the 9 into the middle. And it's in. And Dizzle and izom win their first rack of the final. They still trail by 2 racks to 1. And this time the 7-ball goes in, and they've got a shot on the 1. This cue ball might be running into that 5. He needs to play this with enough power to try and get the cue ball out into the table. And he just managed to avoid it. Doesn't I want to finish 2 straight. Now this is a problem shot because the obvious obstacle here is that 5 ball, and getting the cue ball across to leave his partner a shot in the 4. He's going to have to force this, and he underhit it slightly. He should still be able to cut the 4 in, but again it's just a matter of judgment here. And again the object ball is the 5, and he's played that well, because if he'd run too far you can see the cue ball is going to run and in behind that 9. And this shot, just about the pace. The cut in the 6 ball's easy enough, so it's the pace that the cue ball is going to have on it to get out into the middle of the table and leave izom a decent shot on this 8. The natural angle's there to do it, so you don't need to have anything on the cue ball. Needs to get away from that side rail. That's not bad. And that's going to secure the 4th rack of this final. It's now tied up at 2 racks all, and we've got izom breaking in rack number 5. Well, ball in the break, the 8 ball goes down, and a very thin cut in the 1, although he's just playing the roll onto the 7. Probably the better shot, because the cue ball would have been running all over the place. But now look at the table, every ball sitting in the open. They've got to run out here. Oh dear. Now there's a typical shot of a player who is so focused on just keeping the cue ball for the 2. I mean, the cue ball was always going to be on the 2 one way or another, and totally took his eye off the 1. And what turned out to be a very good chance, mind you, having said that, they've got lucky with where the 1 ball's finished, but they've really thrown away a golden opportunity there. Now that 6 ball can be used as a stopper, but he's got to avoid. Well, he played it the softer shot, and that was a better shot. I thought he was going to try and bring the cue ball back up the table here, but actually he's played a good shot. He's got sickpool hooked in the 1. So now that good safety has given izom and dizzle a second opportunity to win this rack. Again, you see he's leaving it just a straight shot when he should be leaving an angle to run the cue ball round. Okay, there's a big open table there, but much easier if he'd left an angle just to bring the cue ball round behind the 2. But as it is, he still left his partner a shot in the 2, but it's a long shot. And again, the pace was well judged. Cue ball sitting nicely on the 3. Oh dear, disaster. Oh, and that was a poorly played shot. And again, 2 opportunities, golden opportunities thrown away, and I don't think Dizzle and Izom will get back to the table this time, because Larry's left sickpool, a nice angle in the 5, just to roll through onto this 6, and this is a bit straight, I think. Larry's going to need a bit of pace in the cue ball here to get up for this 9. This could go wrong. And, well, obviously could have played the cue ball to a better position, but this is a tough one. It's not straight into that corner pocket, but sickpool does it and gets him and his partner back into the lead. Well, the safety here would be to thin the 1 ball to the left hand rail and bring the cue ball down towards the 9. Dizzle gets the bank on the 1, gets his partner onto the 2. But Izom's the one with the problem here, getting his buddy onto this 3 ball. And that's how you miss them. He might have, I mean, I think that shot did need a bit of inside English to bring the cue ball across for the 3, and it might be that did it. Larry and sickpool going to open up a 2-rack gap here. A very good opportunity. But this is another example of where cue ball control and judgment of pace are paramount when you're playing this 5 ball. The angle was there to roll through, and a bit of right hand English was a sensible shot rather than trying to draw down for position in that 7. So now that simplified matters. Sickpool can roll through and come round a corner and out with the cue ball. Let's have a look at the angle. Well, yeah, you can steal an angle there to run the cue ball round and get it back out. It's straight, but there is enough there to steal an angle. Well, he just decided to draw it back, and that was well played as well. So he had two choices what to do there. And again, just a nice, delicate, soft roll up. 9 ball's going to go into the corner. And so Larry and Sickpool do take a 2-rack lead. They now go into 4 racks to 2 in front in this race to 7. And remember, this is the final on Monday night 9-ball Scotch doubles. This time though, they've came up short in the break. And once again though, we've got a good split in the balls. The balls are all over the table, every one of them has a pocket. And it's just about joining the dots, as they say. Got to play this with enough pace to come across the table and back out off the right hand rail. Well, this is leaving problems for Dizzle again. The pressure's on him to somehow get onto this 6. Now he's either going to just play the simple shot and leave izom the combo onto the 8 ball, or he's going to try and manoeuvre the cue ball somewhere down here in the corner to leave him on the 6. That is the more difficult shot. But he has played the right shot. Cue ball is probably as good as it's going to get, and izom's now left with not an easy combo, but he just needs to concentrate on running the 6 ball into the corner and imagine that the 8 ball isn't there. This could be the rack winner or loser. And he played it a nice pace, keeps the 6 ball over the corner, and this is a slight problem again because the cue ball's in the corner, but Dizzle's got the control on the cue ball and really put it on the spot there for izom. No danger of blocking him off with a 9. And this cue ball needs to go round the corner. He needs to play this with inside English to punch it round the angles. That's what I'd be doing. And that's as good as it's going to be. Just roll the 9 in, keep themselves in the match, reduce their deficit to 1 rack. And remember, as I said, this is just a short tournament tonight. Only 4 teams signed up for it, so the actual money's only going to the winners in a winner take all final. The more teams that sign up, the more the money spreads throughout the field. So unfortunately for the rest of the guys, they're going to come out empty handed, whoever loses this match. Larry didn't get the cover there on the 1. The most obvious shot after this, if he pots the 1 down the rail here, Izom's going to be left a combo on the 2 again, onto the 7, sorry, the 8 ball. But I think he's looking at playing a safety. And he didn't get any cover. And the angles there, slight angle for Larry just to stun this 3 ball in. And now this one could decide the rack. It's all about getting the cue ball back up onto this bottom end of the table and leave Larry at least a shot on the 5. But there is a couple of blocking balls there. That 9 and the 7. Sickpools chose, rather than trying to manoeuvre the cue ball, just get it into the middle of the table and leave Larry the thin cut on the 6. But in this case, the cue ball is going to go straight back up the table and back down, and Sickpool's definitely got to be on the 6. So now the obstacle, the only one that's in the way, is that 9 ball, and the potting angle here was such that he decided just to take the bank. And that avoided any problems with the 9. Oh, that's went all wrong there. That is not the shot that Larry played. A badly executed shot there, Larry. He knows it. And now what does his buddy do? This is a really tough shot down the rail. There's nothing he needs to do with the cue ball other than concentrate and rolling the 8 ball down the rail, but it's really difficult to judge, being so close to it. But the 8's off the rail, so he's got a margin of error here. Just needs full concentration on the shot. The cue ball's not going to be travelling anywhere. Larry's going to have a shot on the 9 anyway. Well, he hit it into the rail. And that's lost that rack. It should be a tied ball game in a minute, because Dizzle should have this all under control. Just run that 8 into the corner, into the middle, and he's played that dead weight. That's excellent. And you don't miss these. So izom rolls the 9 in, and we've now got a match at 4 racks all. And don't think, I might be wrong, I might have to watch this played back, but I don't think, have we seen anybody run a rat yet? I don't think we have. It's been a wee bit untidy, and you know, the balls have been there. There's not been an awful lot tied up. Having said that, though, the 5's very adjacent to the 9 here. Again, this is going to be tough for anybody to run the table. This looks very good. Well, he's very close to the 5, but the potting angle's there, and that was a good attempt by Dizzle to free up the 5, but I think he's achieved it. You know, if izom gets the 5, he's certainly not going to have any shot on the 6 for his partner, so I think he's lost for ideas as to what to do here. And that's not bad. Could have done another 2 or 3 inches run to try and get behind that 6, but it's not a bad effort. Well, I notice that sickpool saying the cut's on. He thinks that 5 is going to go past that 8. It looks tight because of that cue. If that 5 ball so much as touches that 8, it's not going to go in. I think there's enough space there for the 5 to go past it, but would it not be wiser to try and play a good safety? I don't know. Well, he did manage to get it clean, and he's got a bit fortunate, got a nice kiss on the 8, and left Larry on the, left sickpool on the 6. Simple enough 6, just needs to roll the cue ball through far enough, which he has done. Perfect angle on the 7, and that bit of encouragement that sickpool gave to Larry has won them this rack. He who dares wins. So sickpool and Larry go back into a 1 rack lead. They now lead by 5 racks to 4, and it's sickpool to break, and he's got no joy. Now here's an opportunity here for Dizzle to pot the 1 and try and run the cue ball into that 3 or the 4, which was a very good shot because he's planning ahead. He's now freed up the 2 balls that were blocking each other for that corner pocket, and the table's now all in the open. And once again, Dizzle's created the opportunity now for him and his partner to run this rack, and no reason whatsoever that they shouldn't. And this is going to have to be forced in. It's pretty straight. and he's got to get that cue ball out. Well, he tried to run it round. Well, he's managed to get it there. Now, if you play this plain ball, the cue ball's going to come across and collide with this 8 and this 7 and 9 ball somewhere along the line. Well, that's not ideal. He can see the 5, but he's got an awkward angle, but the cue ball is going to be adjacent to the 6. And that's why he missed the 5. Not a good shot in the 5. And that's just, from what I can see here, is just handed Sickpool and Larry the opportunity to get to the hill. Now this is where Sickpool wants to play a little soft draw on the 8 to leave Larry that 9 into the middle. That would be the shot, because he's straight on the 8 ball. And this is a kind of delicate shot where the soft draw is needed. And you see, I don't think, my personal opinion is he's not confident enough to try and play that little soft draw. So rather than do that, he errs on the other side by drawing it right up the table and getting the cue ball into the middle, which is a sensible shot to do. It should be just simple enough for Larry to roll this in, which he does. So it's now 6 racks to 4 in favour of Sickpool and Larry, with Sickpool breaking, and they just need one more rack to win tonight's 9-ball Scotch doubles final. Once again though, they came up dry, and izom just be looking to probably push this cue ball somewhere. Now, from what I'm seeing here, he's pushing it down, and he's just really given Larry a simple opportunity to come thin off this 1 and send the cue ball down towards that cluster of balls down there where the 3 and the 9 and the 2 are, and get good cover. He's played it a bit too hard, and then again he might have not played it hard enough if he tried to get in behind the 8, but that shot that that izom played there, he'd have been better maybe trying to just run a ball safe rather than running the cue ball down there, because that just conceded an easy opportunity for Larry to get a safety. And this is where you have to be more tactically aware in what you're doing and what you're conceding to your opponents. That could have worked out really bad for them there. And I think that's a full ball snooker. would settle for that one. Got the kick on the one, and he's also got the snooker in return. And I think, well, if Izom's got a jump stick, he's going to have to dig it out here maybe, because there's not any opportunity there to get a kick on that one. Certainly going from the bottom end of the table. This rack's got a wee bit to go yet, because the problem ball, as you see, is the 2. Well, everything about that shot went wrong. He missed the 1 and hooked his partner on the 2, so that was the best outcome he could have hoped there, missing the actual 1. And Dizzle going for a long jump shot here. This is going to be tough at that distance. Yeah, that was never really on. But I don't think any real damage has been done, because the 7 is well, let's have a look down here. Well, I think he can pot the 1. It's really tight. Really tight. He needs to watch he doesn't foul that 7. Let's have a look close. Well, he wants to manoeuvre that cue ball near that end rail. Or can he get the edge of it? Well, if I was sickpool, I'd be getting right down on this top-down view here. Well, he did. He got it. It was tight. And probably just try and tuck the cue ball against the 8. He doesn't want to run it into the rail like that. Well, he's got the cover with the cue ball. Well, this 2 can be run off the side rail onto the 6 and combo it into the corner. Just have to ride the luck. But this potentially could be a match winner. And that was well played. Nice pace to not only get the 6 ball in, but to stop the 2 ball running onto the rail. Again, Larry, his pace control on that shot was all over the place. and this needs a really thin edge on that 3. Can he avoid hitting that 8 ball though, if he's trying to bring the cue ball back up the table? Well, he's managed to do it, and he's got it, I would say, reasonably safe. And I think Dizzle will be looking at the thin right edge on this 3, and he should get better cover. He could use that 5 and 9 as cover. Oh well, he might have got second prize there, because there's no way he played to collide with that 4. It would have been a good shot, but he certainly got the cover. Let's have a look from this angle. Well, it's a full ball snooker, and Larry was just left with the kick shot. And I think this time though, well, what does izom do? Does he try and billiard the 7 in with the cue ball? Well, it's all went wrong. Cue ball punched into the 7, knocked the 7 out the way, and the momentum of the cue ball took it into the pocket. So that was a bit unfortunate for that to happen, but that's what happens in the game. And this is now given Sickpool and Larry a clear-cut opportunity to win the match. Just stop the cue ball dead, roll the 4 ball down the rail, roll the 5 in, leave the 7 down past the 8 ball into this bottom left, and I think it's pretty much cut and dried, this match. Oh, he's left that short. Is he going to take, can he get that into the middle? Let's have a look. Well, that's not the shot I would want to be left. I would have wanted that down at the bottom corner, but anyway, it's in. And just kill the cue ball on the 8, stop it where the 8 is, and just roll the 9 in. And so the winners this week of Monday night 9-ball Scotch doubles are Larry and his partner Sickpool. They win the final by 7 racks to 4, and they share, let's have a quick look, they share the prize money of $420, $210 each. And we'll see you again next time.